Hey fellas, in the previous video we have seen how we can select the number of copper layers over which we have to make the traces to connect the components. As you can see over here in the track mode, we have added the inner one and inner two layers, making our board a 4-layer board. So now we have to add the traces. To add the traces, what we have to do is we have to hover our cursor over the pin which we want to connect, and we can see there a white line which connects which shows the connection that where this pin has to be connected. So the pin number 1 of this junction can be connected to the cathode of this diode, and also it can be connected to the anode of this diode. Now as you can see, I am just moving the cursor in this manner. But what if I want a bend to stop over here? For that I will just click on the left mouse button, and I can further drag the track wherever I want. Now what are the widths of these tracks that we have selected? So over here you can see the default width is selected. If we want to change the default width, we can click the right mouse button over here, then click on edit. The default width that I have selected is 40 thou. If you want to change this width, you can change anything whatever you like, depending on the power that is flowing through the tracks. By default, for the DC signals and for most of the circuits, I have been using the T40 tracks, that is 40 thou width tracks. We can use anything between like T15, T20, but the power tracks that carry more currents have to be more wider than the normal tracks, so we have to use up to T80, T90 and T100. So remember this circuits while making various circuits that you have in your projects. So that's all about the track selection uh, and the width of the tracks. For the spacing, we have to keep in mind that if we keep the tracks too close, there can be electromagnetic interference between these tracks. Now you can see the width of this track is 40 thou, but the difference that the spacing between these tracks is much more. So this is how we have to leave the spaces between the tracks so that they do not create noises and interference in the signals. So that's all about the track width selection. In the next video, we'll learn some more features in PCB designing. So stay tuned.